Hello everybody and welcome to an unboxing of Carnevale, Vicious Fighting Along the Canals of Venice. This is by TTCombat. Now originally this game was by Vesper On, and I don't know the details, but it wasn't a huge game back when it first came out, and I think once TTCombat picked it up and fixed it up, they had a very successful Kickstarter, and there is a lot for this game now, and what is out for it is beautiful. TTCombat has been doing some great things over the years. I'm a big fan of RumbleSlam, of course. If you've seen any of those other videos, go check them out if you haven't. But I'm also very interested in Carnevale. I want to say Carnevale or Carnevale, whichever one comes out of my mouth at the time. I don't know the exact one, but it's one of those, right? Anyway, I've got two disclaimers. Number one, I have not played the game yet, so everything I say right now is pre-play. I have watched videos, I've read the rules, I'm involved in the Facebook group, painting the minis, yada yada, but I have not yet played the game. So I have very high hopes for it. From what I know, it is a very cinematic, acrobatic, storytelling game. I'm very excited about that. However, I have not played, so whatever I say when I make any kind of judgment, you can take it with a grain of salt. I'm allowing you to do that. Disclaimer number two, when you see the minis, as I'll say again, I've painted mine, and I was waiting to do this unboxing until I painted mine. They do not come painted, they come in white or gray resin, which you need to wash and clean up and then paint yourself. So that's that. All right, let's just get into it. Here we go. Carnevale by TTCombat. So, I love when starters come with some kind of terrain. The RumbleSlam one came with a neoprene mat. Amazing. This one comes with a bunch of terrain. Now, we'll start off with these 9 tiles. These are two-sided, very thick cardboard tiles, very thick cardstock. One side on all of them has water, so if you're going to use other canals like the MDF ones that TTCombat sells, you can put that right on here. Otherwise, you can use the canals that are buildable through these tiles. So, like such. You put them down on your table, and there you go. You've got some canals. And I think this is a great way to start. You don't need to have the 3D terrain. Everything just counts as this with it, counts as that's like an inch to get out of the water, or whatever it is. So, but these are very nice, very heavy, so very nice quality. The art is great. I love the coloring. I didn't match, but I made my bases closer to this than to the gray that is generally seen. But I'll show you that later. But these are great, and there's 9 of them. You can totally interchange them and build canals according to your desire. So that's really cool. Also, now I got 16 buildings, and I know online it says there are 8, so I don't know if I got the double pack that has the kind of ruined buildings as well. But I know there are 2 sets that you can buy separately. They're nice. They're simple cardstock. Look, I can watch. So we did build these. This one has been built before, but it's very easy peasy to build. And what I like about it is that you've got the flaps on both sides. So unlike some other buildings that only have flaps on one side, once it's built, it's not wonky at the bottom. It's a perfect box. Look at that. Okay, so and you're gonna want 3D stuff. Like honestly, this game, it wants 3D. This is fantastic to start off with. I'm gonna learn the game like this. You can climb up to windows. There's no balconies here, but definitely useful. And really good quality. Nice hard cardstock, and it's sturdy. And they go together really easy. Again, I got 16. I don't know if you're supposed to get only 8, but they're awesome. My kids have already built a bunch and put them on the canals. We made a big map, and they were playing with other minis. It was really cool. They really liked it. And last little bit of terrain, bridges. So I got 12 bridges. I think there's supposed to be 6 bridges, but I got again double. So again, I don't know if that was just I got lucky, or they thought I was special, so they gave me extra. But it just makes a nice pen. Again, heavy cardstock, and great to learn the game. Am I going to get the 3D ones? Of course I am. Like, Don't be silly. Of course I am. But great to start off with. So very cool. And I think worthwhile. I think good to have, especially if you don't know how big you want to go in terms of terrain. That's great. I'll show that in a sec. It comes with some templates, a blast template, and then this the winged lion for the symbol of Venice. And these are really cool. Very nice and thick. It's got a ruler. Nice design on it. Red acrylic. It's got some tokens that you're going to need in the game. I know that's for command. I think that's for when you're in the water. I don't know the rest. But I'm sure they're useful. It's got a little metal coin. Metal coin on one side. It's got that Venetian lion again with the wings. And then a coat of arms. I don't know what it says down here. I have to see what it says. Yeah, cool. So apparently good for flipping to make decisions, or as an objective token. There are 12 D10s, and you'll notice that the 7, 8, 9, and 10 are red because one of the dice mechanics in this game is that 7, 8, 9, 10 are aces, and they're important. And there are 2 that are different colors because those are the destiny dice. And yeah, they're nice. The 10 is actually that winged lion again. I think you can see it there. So very cool. Comes with a lot. That's good to have a lot of those dice. Stat cards for all the models that come in the starter. I wish you could get these like this for all of the models. Sadly, you cannot, and one of my cats is coming to explore. Say hi, Jelly. Whoa, freaky. Yeah, it's scary how much is in this box, eh? You know what? That's something I didn't mention. I don't know how it all fit in the box. There's still more that's not even here, and I don't know how it fit in the box. Anyway, so these are stat cards for all the models, and I do wish you could get these for all the models. You can get all the stats, and you can get this image online. There is an online list builder, army builder, which is fantastic. But you have to print it yourself or have it digitally, and I think that's great. That's fine. I actually prefer the card stock. Like, I prefer a physical version, and I love this. I love the quality, the size. I just because it's a living game and things change, yada yada. They don't have cards for them, but I'm gonna get mine printed up because for whenever I get more models, which I am going to get more models. I actually ordered them anyway. I love the quality of this, and it's got all the information. And when I talk about how the game works in other videos, I'll show you in detail about this stuff. But it's got lots of great information, and again, really good quality. That's something that's great. More terrain type thing, but also minis. TTCombat does a lot of resin terrain, and there are a few different bits for Carnevale. And this is of course a gondola, because any self-respecting Venetian tabletop will have gondolas, and you can get a variety of them. I think there are 4 or 5 different ones. This one comes with the starter, and it also comes with these little poles. And when you get a gondola separately, a little pack of it, it will also come with a set of 3 of those poles, and a gondola and an oar. And that's great. It comes in 3 major parts, and then a few little details that go on. And you can get different types. This is the regular one. There's also a noble one, and a funerary one, and a cargo one, and I think one more. And yeah, they're really cool. It's neat, and you can get them separate, so you can populate your canals with lots of gondolas. And I think I'll get at least one more. All right, there is a get started little booklet, and it actually takes you from using 2 models on each side just to learn movement, and it tells you how to lay out your boards, and just like small 2x2 map, and then it start increasing with the number of models, and you start fighting, and then there's objectives, and there's more objectives, and then you're getting into 2x3 map, and then a 3x3 map, and you're now using everything, and you've got a full game. So this is a full game. It's called War. You go from strangers in the night to war. Sounds like marriage. Sorry, never mind. And then that's it. where do you go next? Well, you go to TTCombat and you buy more. I think by the time you've gotten to this point, you've bought more. I haven't even gotten to this point, and I've already bought more. So, but that's just me. Should I show? Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Oh my goodness, this is heavy as heck. This is the rulebook. Okay, this is the full rulebook. This is not a scaled down version. It's not a little version in any way. It is 241 pages of Carnevale goodness. Holy guacamole! This is a tome. The first. I think it's like 150 pages are all fluff. Now, I know some people don't like that in rulebooks. I think it's fantastic. It tells you all about Venice. Some of it is the real Venice. Some of it is the 1795 Venice where this takes place. You got a timeline. You've got everything that you need to know about the various factions. So each faction has its own section as well. And as you can see, there is very interesting art, lots of great art, and lots of shots of minis. Oh, look at how good those look. So there's a lot of beautiful, beautiful things to look at in this book, and I've read a lot of it, not all of it, but I've read a lot of it, and it's such a good read. When the kids have their reading time, I might sit down. If I'm not reading to them, I'll sit down and read alongside with them, and I'm getting through this. There's just so much. 150 pages of fluff. It's crazy. Rules are only from 151 to 174, because at that point you get into scenarios. So that's like 24 pages of rules. That's it. That's nothing. And there's a lot in the rules. Like it's not a. I don't think it's a difficult game from what I see. But there's a lot can happen. There's a lot of jumping. This game wants you to jump from rooftop to rooftop. It wants you to jump from over little poles in the canal, off of furniture and obstacles, and it wants you to do a lot of that. And it looks awesome. I'm very excited to get into it. And then there's scenarios. And what's really cool is that there's this mini campaign, and then there is a mini campaign for every faction, which is so cool. So here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenarios per faction. So you can play the generic ones. You can even play these scenarios for other factions. Just change the storyline. But there's like this little mini campaign storyline that you follow through each of these, which I think is fantastic. There's so many options to play everything here, and it tells you how many models you need, or like a cost point in ducats. Your setup. It doesn't tell you exactly how to set up the board, but it tells you generally what you might need, and objectives and all that stuff. And that's so cool. And then we get to the end where we're going to find a reference. We're going to find agendas. So agendas are ways of scoring VP. Or other ways of scoring VP. There are cards available, which I did order because I wanted to have cards to go with it. There's magic, and there's different disciplines of magic, and I bought the cards for that as well. And then you've got your quick reference. And there you go. So that's, was it 241 pages? My goodness. Woo! That's a book. Now, quick reference. I'm going to use the quick reference that comes with it. There's 2 quick reference sheets, and they're going to show us, going to bring us the models. Thanks for bringing up the models, and I'll come down here because these models are awesome. If there's one thing I've learned about from TTCombat is that their models are fantastic. Now, I've been painting these guys up recently. I know it's a little dark in here. I should have put on the light, but I will do a showcase video for all of these models, and yeah, I've quite enjoyed painting these. These are the guild. There are 8 models in this guild starter, 4 civilians, 2 fishermen, a gondolier, and Cappuccina, who is the leader, and they are awesome. And I think a lot of people are drawn to this game if they like Assassin's Creed, and I love the idea. I've only played it very little. I'm not very much into the game, but I do love the look, and yeah, he looks like a little assassin. And then you've got the Rashar, who are monstrous fish dudes, and they're slaves who they eat throughout the game, which is awesome. But you've got a bunch of those, including this big, grotesque dude. Fun to paint. I love it. The models are great. The resin, there are issues. I've had a few breakages, but they're so well sculpted that parts break because they have like thin angles and little bits and for the weapons and stuff. So fantastic. Again, disclaimer: I've painted mine. They don't come like this. They come in white resin, like you saw with the Gondola, either white or gray. They also don't come with these bases. That's another disclaimer. They come with just the regular black round-lipped bases. But I bought these ones from TTCombat because I wanted them to be on bricks. And I could have made my own. Absolutely, you don't have to spend the money on them, but I wanted to go the quick route. So there you go. That is Carnevale. That's what's in the box. This is a fantastic big box. I forget the price point. I'd have to check, but I think it's a pretty good deal for 2 starters, a bunch of terrain, dice, the full rulebook, and a few extra little bits. So definitely worthwhile. If you don't need the terrain and you don't need the dice and you don't need the tokens, I think you get all that. I think a lot of that stuff comes for free in the value of the starter. But if you don't want these starter factions, like I didn't really want the Rashar, and I want the guild. They're the ones that I want. The other starter looks really cool too. But I picked this up. I'm very happy that I have all this stuff ready to go. And as soon as I have more for you, I will put up more videos for this game. And I hope you will join me in more unboxings, showcases, rules, explanations. I'll look through the book again in detail. Thanks for joining me on this one. I hope you come back for more. If you want to know more, go to TTCombat. You can do a search for other videos on YouTube. There are plenty to check out. Well, not plenty. There are a bunch, not plenty. I would like to see more, and I think we need to see more of this game on here. And hopefully I can help promote it, and hopefully I can play it soon. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.